Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecast with another channeled message for you. This time it's going to be for earth signs, so I will go ahead and break things up per sign. So Capricorn, you will be first, followed by Taurus and then Virgo. I'll go ahead and timestamp these down below. So we're going to break them up in sections. I will tap into love messages as well as perhaps healing messages, not necessarily related to physical health unless that pops up, and then I'll take a look at finances, money matters, career opportunities, any of those messages that might present itself. All right guys, so again, feel free to go ahead and look at the timestamp down below if you are just wanting to listen to a particular section, or you can listen to the whole thing. All right guys, so let's get into it. And even though this is not a card reading, it is a channeled message. Feel free to take parts of it that do make sense for you and release the parts that don't. All right, so Capricorn, let's begin taking a look at the energy when it comes to your love connections here. If you relate to this person is your best friend, or this is somebody that you considered at the time that you guys were romantically linked your best friend. I feel there is distance here for some of you guys, so more than likely you are not with this individual at this point in time. However, I can tell you that even though you're not in the 3D connection at this time, there is 5D interaction more than likely. This person could be telepathically communicating with you. Maybe you're picking that up. You could also be telepathically communicating with them. So there could be fantasies or dreams where you guys are interacting in that way. This is a best friend slash lover. It was a very romantic connection, but you guys also connected as friends. And it wasn't just a regular friendship. This is somebody that you consider to be your ride or die. You know, it was that impactful in your life. I feel when you guys went your separate ways, Capricorn, depending of course on who decided to break things off, or maybe it was a mutual decision, I'm feeling this energy where, you know, whoever walked away first didn't really want to walk away first. You know, whoever left the picture initially between you and your person, they didn't want to go, but for whatever reason, they felt that they needed to. I am picking up a possibility towards other obligations, other situations, not necessarily a third party unless that's what it was. But they're telling you through this reading here, Capricorn, despite how long it's been since you guys have connected, they still love you. And if you relate to that, you know, maybe you still have love in your heart for this person. That doesn't necessarily mean you guys are together or will come back together, but no matter where life takes you both, you guys will always hold a very special place in each other's hearts for the love that you guys shared at one point in time. I'm also picking up music, so there could be particular songs maybe that you guys really loved listening to or were influenced by. Somebody could be a singer, somebody could be in the music industry, somebody could play a musical instrument. Because together, you guys, this is the quote that I'm getting, that together you guys are like beautiful music together. You know, it's like you guys were just in rhythm with each other. That is what I'm getting there. I'm also picking up that this person, whatever the obstacles are that are keeping you guys apart, they are really, truly hoping and wishing that somehow or other you guys will find your way back to each other. That's what I'm getting for your love connection here. All right, Capricorn, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other energies here. Healing messages. And again, not necessarily pertaining to your health unless that's what comes forward. I am being guided to tell you here that you need to trust your intuition when it comes to your desires, your feelings, because basically if you're not following your heart, you know, kind of just going through the motions of life, whether that has anything to do with your love life or your work environment. If, let's just say, you're not happy at your job, you know, you're there simply to collect a paycheck, but it's not really fulfilling you. It's not your passion. And what I'm getting here by way of this channeled message is that eventually it may start affecting your mental health, your physical health, you know, so that might be something to consider. Maybe getting yourself out of a situation where you're no longer happy to be there, you're not fulfilled. It certainly is not something that you're excited to wake up in the morning and head over and do this job, if it is a job related situation. I am picking up, you know, that there is this need to let go of something. And it's not really related to your love life, because I'm focusing more so on more like your work environment, the people that you connect with, your associates perhaps. There's something here that needs healing when it comes to your heart space, how you are being fulfilled when it comes to your life's purpose. That is what I'm getting. Continue to believe in divine intervention here, Capricorn. Trust the direction that you're being guided. I feel this energy where the universe is really guiding you towards a particular path, even though it might not even seem like you belong on that path, if that makes sense. You know, it might be foreign to you, especially if you are outside of your comfort zone, but that might actually be directing you towards the path that you're meant to be on. There's also the energy of children that is presenting itself here. Now, if you do have a child or children that might be having health issues right now, I feel Archangel Raphael is coming through to be able to help them heal, and to be able to help in however way that child or children are needed. Something having to do with the family dynamic there. That's what I'm getting there. All right, Capricorn. And lastly, when it comes to your finances specifically, I'm picking up haters, I must say. People that don't support you, or they are jealous of your success. Continue to pursue your goals, your dreams, your career opportunities. But what I can tell you is that not everybody is supporting you. Not everyone is happy to be observing that you're doing better in your life. You know, so this might actually be somebody that you consider a friend, but the energy that I'm getting is that they're not much of a friend, because they're actually coming through with a jealous energy, you know, wishing that they could be perhaps where you're at, or that they would have pursued it first. For some of you that might be looking for part-time employment, I feel that's around the corner. I'm picking up off of the month of March specifically. Okay, so that could be a specific time frame for you, Capricorn, when something comes in by way of employment. Could be part-time employment though. So some of you guys might want to divide your time between two part-time jobs, or you've got other obligations that's preventing you from going full-time. So there are part-time opportunities that will present itself to you. That's what I'm getting there. All right, wow, lots of messages for Capricorn. So let's go ahead and get some insight for Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's get into some messages for you, starting with your romantic connections. Somebody is very attracted to you. Very attracted. There's something about, it's okay. Well, it's almost coming through as lust rather than just having a crush on you. This person, there's something about your body, the way you look, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, that they're so incredibly attracted to. So there could be, for lack of a better term, this sexual tension that's coming through, especially if they're at a distance from you. Now, for some of you guys, this might actually be almost like a secret admirer type situation. So there's the instant attraction, yes. The physical connection that they feel, you know, even if it is from a distance, they've got their eye on you for sure. So maybe you know who this is. This might be maybe a new love connection that comes in. So it might start off as a physical thing, but I mean, I'm just feeling that for now anyway, that's coming through, but that's not all that they are interested in, if you know what I mean. However, okay, I'm feeling this for some of you guys. Even though somebody else might be interested in you at this point, there's someone from your past that is still coming through for me. This person still loves you, but for whatever reason, you guys are apart. And even though they're not with you in the physical sense, the energy, the message that I'm getting here is they still feel territorial. What I mean is that, you know, they might find out someday that you've moved on, you're with somebody else, but they still are feeling like nobody else could love you better than them, you know? And it upsets them. It upsets them to the point where they just get themselves worked up, feeling like you guys still belong together. And ultimately feeling like despite the distance, despite the time apart, they can't stop their love for you. And maybe you pick up off of that vibe sometimes. I kind of feel, you know, this could be an ex-partner, certainly a past love who will still want to reach out. I'm feeling perhaps your next birthday, so obviously that's for next year. Don't be surprised, guys, if you hear from this person. Maybe it's been a while since you've connected with this person. You are definitely romantically linked to them. You know, so it could start off as an innocent happy birthday greeting, but ultimately they are wanting to feel you out, you know, to see if you would even be open to maybe trying again. It really comes down to timing here, guys, when it comes to your love life, because I feel that if they take too long to approach you, you might have already moved on to somebody else that you're really into as well. So it's going to put you in a bit of a crossroads type situation where you might be torn, you know, so you got to follow your heart should that present itself to you. Choose wisely, in other words. That's what I'm getting. All right, so let me go ahead and focus on your well-being, health messages, if that comes forward. So I'm feeling, okay, it's so interesting. Of course, I'm recording this 2 days prior to Thanksgiving for those of you, of course, who celebrate that. I'm picking up this message, guys. I don't know who this is for, but I'm being directed to share that your diet needs an overhaul. So be more mindful of what it is that you eat and drink. Make better choices is what I'm getting. You know, if you tend to choose unhealthy food choices or drinks, then you're being directed to maybe after the holidays, you know, or maybe after Thanksgiving, to just kind of reconfigure what it is that you are preparing yourself to have for the holiday season. Or you might decide, you know what, I can't do this during the holidays. Let me just start after New Year's, you know. So that certainly is your prerogative. But I'm just feeling here that there's something about your diet that needs work. I'm also being directed to share that it would be helpful for you to be optimistic and to take appropriate action steps that support your health. So if you know, for example, like you're not getting enough sleep and you tend to do your best work maybe at night, or you just have a very busy mind and you can't shut down when it really is time to sleep. So maybe that's also something that you need to work on, because it will support your overall health, you know, to be able to regenerate and to be able to wake up refreshed, ready for a brand new day. If you are dealing with a specific illness, okay, whatever that might be, I'm being guided to share with you that Archangel Raphael is listening, is wanting to help you on your journey towards healing. Don't be afraid to turn to prayer, to be able to perhaps ask for some sort of divine intervention, to be able to get the help that you need, to be able to get the guidance that you are seeking regarding whatever is of concern to you at this point in time. So let's take a look at some messages tied into your finances, your career, money matters. I feel for those of you who are employed, before the end of this year, you will be recognized for your efforts. You might even receive maybe a raise in pay or an actual award. Being recognized by an employer or your co-workers, it's a very nice energy. For those of you who are unemployed and looking for a job, I feel there could be work opportunities. I'm feeling more so like the first half of December. Obviously the second half, you know, we're heading into Christmas and then we've got New Year. There's a lot going on. I feel if you don't secure employment before December 15th, more than likely you will be able to find something mid-January to possibly February. So be mindful of these opportunities that come your way, and just try to tap into a very positive energy, positive mindset during an interview. I feel, Taurus, that luck is on your side. People that owe you money, you'll find that you'll hear from them and ultimately pay you back, or at least pay you back a portion of what it is that they owe you, especially if it's a larger amount. So the holiday season can actually be quite exciting for you, Taurus. Yeah, I feel unexpected communication could be coming in that can pertain to your love life. It can pertain to you receiving offers, again, maybe for work or, you know, job opportunities that you haven't considered for yourself. And just a reminder, you know, again, your diet, your overall health, your mental health, all of that is very important. So there needs to be balance there. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Taurus. Let's go ahead and get into some Virgo messages. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and tap into your energy and see what I'm able to bring forward for the collective. So we're going to go in order. First, taking a look at your romantic connections, your love life, and then your overall well-being. If I get any messages pertaining to health matters, I'll bring it forward. And lastly, we'll take a look at your finances, career, money opportunities, okay? All right, so focusing on romantic connections, I'm hearing the words thank you. So this is somebody that you certainly have been romantically linked to this person. That's what we're tapped into. You might not be with them any longer, but they're still very grateful to have connected with you in this lifetime. I'm also picking up off of the memories that they continue to tap into. So even though, you know, for some of you guys, maybe it's been a long time since you've connected or even talked to each other, they still hold those beautiful memories that you guys have shared. It's very close to their heart. So if you've ever wondered, you know, do they even think about me anymore? They do. And, you know, not to say that they haven't moved on to another relationship. I feel this person that's presenting itself in this channeled message so far, more than likely they have moved on, especially if it's been a while since you guys have interacted or have been together. But there's still something about the connection with you, Virgo, that continues to linger. It continues to come to the surface, especially with even other people that are in their life. You know, the verbiage that I'm hearing is nobody could ever compare to you. They compare other people to you, or the way that you guys spoke to each other, interacted with each other, how you were as a couple. Whatever separated you guys, they still think about that. And for those that know that this person is responsible for why you're not together, they acknowledge it, they know why. And there are some regrets there. Those intimate moments that you guys have shared with this individual, believe it or not, I don't even care how long it's been, they still fantasize about you in a very intimate manner, if you know what I mean. There's something about, I'm just going to say it the way I'm hearing it, the taste of your kiss. The sweet taste of your kiss is what I'm hearing. They fantasize about it. So even if they are with somebody else in another relationship at this point, there's something about the way you guys connected intimately that still comes up for them. They remember it, they think about it, they fantasize about it, and they know that there's this intense attraction that continues to linger. It's still a magnetic pull towards you. So I can't help but feel, Virgo, that for some of you guys, this might be your twin flame. You guys might be in separation, and there's no guarantee that you guys will ever get back together, you know, unless that's destined, unless that's, you know, where the stars align and help bring you guys back together. But there will always be something very special about the connection that you guys had together. So let me see what I'm able to tap into by way of the other messages, your well-being, health situations. Let me see here. I'm being guided to tell you that laughter is the best medicine. And I can certainly speak for myself. I am a Virgo, and I've always had like this boisterous laugh when somebody really cracks me up or I see something really funny. I'm not a quiet laughing person. Like, you'll just hear me from across the room. I can't hold it in. I'm gonna laugh, like heartily laugh to the point where I'm in tears because it's so funny. And it's so exhilarating. It really brings up this energy in you where it's so refreshing. It's like this release that just needed to be let out by way of laughter. So if, let's just say, you have not laughed, you have not had a reason to even smile, maybe there's a lot that's going on in your life, you're being reminded that if there's something that you can do to bring laughter back into your life, that in and of itself could cure so much of what you're going through at this time. That is what I'm getting. There are children presenting itself here. Now, for some of you guys, the quote-unquote children could be your adult children. But for some of you, you might have just given birth. You might have, you know, maybe you've got toddlers in the home. Students, you know, like grade school kids, however way that's presenting itself for this message. Children, your family, that is coming through right now. I'm just being guided to tell you to support them in however way you can, to be able to help guide them through life, that they will thrive and they will grow as long as they know that they have your support. That is what I'm getting there. I'm also picking up for you, Virgo, that it's really important to assess your relationships. And yes, that can include your love connections, but I'm feeling it more so for friendships and even family. Because sometimes, you know, our friendships, family connections, there can be toxicity there. You know, and it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to not interact with people like that when they're bringing that forward towards you. You don't have to accept that. So just be mindful of the people that you are surrounded by or that approach you. If you know that they're bringing negativity towards you, you don't have to engage. That's what I'm feeling here. But at the same time, it's also really important for you to recognize the people that you should allow in, that you should allow to come closer to you. You know, to be able to have that green light to come in and be a part of your life. So it's one of those things where you have to trust what it is that you are feeling. I'm also picking up off of the energy of Archangel Raphael coming through to help you in regard to that situation, if that makes sense. All right, Virgo, let's take a look at your finances here. This is interesting. I'm being reminded to remind you to be more grateful for what you've got. So, you know, it's okay to dream about what we can manifest in the future. Sometimes we forget to be grateful for what we've got in front of us, for what we have in our life now. You know, and I find it so interesting that, again, we're 2 days from Thanksgiving. Again, for those of you that celebrate that, sometimes we forget, you know, we forget to be grateful. I'm also being guided to share with you that you need to be able to manage your money better. Okay, so maybe it's really important for you to take notes. Just be mindful of what you're spending, how much is going out, how much is coming in. I know for me, it's really helpful for me to just create notes on either in my phone or through like Excel sheets and stuff like that. I'm a note taker, so I can keep track of what's going on with my finances. So, you know, do whatever it is that you need to do so that you'll be more organized in that way. Now, for those of you who are in a work environment, I'm kind of feeling, guys, that you've got some coworkers, some associates that are untrustworthy, or they're jealous of where you're at. So if you, let's just say, have received a promotion or a raise, or they would prefer to have your position, what I'm getting here is somebody that you can't trust, you know, maybe pretending to be your friend. A jealous coworker is what I'm getting, or it might even be more than one person. So just be mindful of that. You know, at the end of the day, they can't really ruin things for you as long as you are where you feel you need to be. You know, your mindset is strong, and ultimately just doing your thing, you should be fine. But there is this energy surrounding you where there are untrustworthy, jealous haters. Maybe you do know who this is at this point, but you know, it is coming through here to help you acknowledge that, or to bring it to the surface if you've had your suspicions there. All right, guys, so that is what I've got this time. I hope that there was something for your particular sign that I was able to tap into. So Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, thank you guys so much for listening. And I promise you, as soon as my hand has healed, I'll be able to do card readings again. I do miss doing them. And I've just been doing my mini readings on Instagram, posting them on shorts for YouTube, on TikTok. So for now, I can only handle like the little card pulls rather than shuffling. So it's still hurting my wrist a little bit. As soon as I am healed and able to do that again, I will certainly start uploading those onto my channel. All right, guys, thank you so very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.